Me in the chat, we taking on the fight. Windows computer issues, we gonna make it right. Got that brilliant tech advice, 6 day a week. Yeah, we gonna help solve it all. No need to ignite.
And it is 9:00 a.m. on May 20th, 2024. I have audio confirmation, desktop audio active on a, what is it, Monday. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the new week. There goes SpeakerBot messages. I'll turn those off so they don't repeat.
John Williams
again.
said hello.
Hello, John Williams. So reliable. So then we've got some stuff going on in chat, and I've got emails to respond to, and I've got channel comments to respond to. Where am I going to start? Well, let's start with chat this time. Oops. Nope, we don't want that. We don't want that. Stop that. Okay. Gotta turn that off over here. I'm gonna have to make a change to my buttons to fix that. Let's see. Dennis is saying, how many people on the panel used to be on Modern Family? It took me a moment to realize he meant, pretty sure he means the judges panel on the trailer. And I've got that paused up here. So there was the judges panel. I never really got into Modern Family, so I don't know the show, but I'm going to guess it's these two in the middle. I'm not even going to try to say their names. I think I could answer yes or no questions as to what their names are, but nope, that's a cultural reference that is over my head. Alice, hello. Rick Lakes, hello. Chris says, this trailer is the best one. It's more my type of music. Well, now that was Kennedy Dodds. This is from 2020. Tomorrow's trailer is going to be Kennedy Dodds again, but it's going to be from 2024. So, hope you enjoy that. Hit the right keys, Doug. Selden Ball, hello, Rand Israel, Rick Lakes, Alice, great opening credits. Let's see, 9 a.m. So she's saying the me in the chat thing that she liked. Yeah, it must be that rather than the trailer. The trailer was moving too. Yeah, nice story. Really nice story. Yeah, if anybody missed the trailer and wants to see it, maybe you can convince somebody.
2005 said you are correct. It is the 2 in the center.
2 in the center. Very good. Thank you, Dennis. If somebody wants a link for that and you missed it for the trailer, maybe somebody will put it in the chat for you. Because anyone who did see it, you can find it in your history, your YouTube history. Jeff Ryman, hello. There are 2 Dougs. V Minor. Yeah, there are 2 Dougs. How did you do that one? Rick Lakes, Frosty Winnipeg, hello. Lawn Dog. Premiere will not. What is going on with? Oh, I know. I triggered my house alarm this morning. I accidentally set it off, and it keeps ringing me about that. So I guess I have to acknowledge that to get it to go away. Premiere will not be anytime soon, as the entire 22 minutes are in portrait mode. You okay? That explains why it won't be anytime soon, I suppose. Thank you, Wintermute. I'm sure that is a link to that. Let's see. I have YouTube audio muted, so that'll be muted right away. Yeah, that's it. So if you want to get a little informed about her story in preparation for tomorrow's trailer, then let's go over here to channel comments. Matthew Barnes, regarding Tim Tex. Let's zoom that in a little bit. Tim Tex, Dell laptop getting hot. I would make the suggestion if you have a pretty new anything. In this case, laptop in this case, laptop, and you're having issues, then I would return or exchange it. I disagree. As I don't think it makes sense to try and fix something that's new or fairly new. There's nothing wrong with that computer. And from memory, it does not seem like Tim. It does seem like Tim has had a lot of issues with this laptop, but just my thoughts. You might be confusing that with Tim has come to us with multiple different computers. I don't recollect that he's had a lot of troubles with this computer. However, if he did, I would suspect, as with his trouble with Windows updates on this computer, I would suspect it's because of the overheating condition. The overheating condition is not a defect about the computer, and we showed this on Saturday, but you might have missed that, Matthew. It was user error. This was totally user error. He was using that high-end monster of a laptop on his bed with a cooling device that has a hard surface, but the laptop was not sitting properly on that surface. When we moved the laptop to his desk, boom, it cooled right down and it's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that laptop at all. I think what happened here is as an analogy, it's like he bought a Ferrari and he's surprised that it doesn't do off-road Jeep trails very well. This Ferrari wants a hard, smooth surface. That thing is engineered to draw the air in from around the edges. And if you do anything other than a flat, hard surface, your results may vary. And it appears that that's all that was wrong there. And then the other thing about the update is towards the end of the show, he felt attracted to doing a fresh install of Windows 11 from fresh USB memory stick. And somebody had just suggested that he could do an upgrade install. And I didn't get it when I saw that in chat. I think I've got it on email to respond to that. But yeah, he could have done an in-place upgrade to that version. But he was attracted to doing a fresh install, and I kind of like that for him too. And he is a computer enthusiast, I'll call him that. So feeling like he's been forced into doing a fresh install, I think is quite reasonable. Good exercise for him. For example, if I bought a brand new car and it had issues, I would want a new car and my money back. Now, I would agree with you totally, Matthew, if that's what was going on here, but I don't believe there's anything wrong with that laptop. Separately, this is something I get frustrated with Lenovo about, is my work, will get a brand new product from a desktop or a laptop from them, and if something is wrong out of the box, they will provide an equivalent replacement. They be insistent on trying to fix a brand new product, but maybe there's something I haven't considered, and feel free to tell me I'm confused and don't know what I'm talking about. You're confused and don't know what you're writing because I think there's some errors in your sentence structure here. So I'm not quite sure what you're saying, because it sounds like you're saying that they will insist they'll provide an equivalent replacement. And you're also saying they will insist on trying to fix a brand new product. I do defend them for putting some effort into trying to fix the issue, because sometimes it is a user error. The person is using it incorrectly, and sometimes it can be an easy fix. So I don't mind them putting some effort into fixing it. But it's really unclear here. I think you're saying something is wrong out of the box, not about of box. They will provide an equivalent replacement. Well, good on them. We're happy. They be insistent on trying to fix a brand new product. So I'm not quite sure whether you're telling me that they are pressing to try to fix it, or they are not trying to fix it. I'm confused and don't know what you're talking about. That's it. I'm confused and don't know what you're talking about. But I would defend them to put some effort into trying to fix an issue. So thank you, Matthew Barnes, for the comment. I appreciate very, very much. And this part up here, it appeared to me that you didn't catch during that show where we found the solution. And as I was thinking back about it, I realized, man, we spent this much time trying to chase down the problem and the solution. And then when we found the solution, we spent about this much time declaring the solution. You got to see how much space between my fingers there. So it's easy to understand where people didn't realize that we did solve that. Yunus Cool. I responded to him a couple days back. He said, thanks for the advice. I will maybe later this month send you an email about the computer. I don't quite off the top of my head remember what that was about. I know that I've already sent him a link to a point in the show, so I'm not going to send him a link on this one because I don't want him to prompt to reply again to it. All right, now let's go take a look at chat. Then I'm going to go to my emails. Wintermute, Rick Lakes, Ken Stout, Alice. Hope it's all okay. All is good. I forgot to reset my settings. Did an entire premiere with the wrong orientation. So let's see. I wonder if he had like a phone in portrait mode and was holding the phone sideways. And now he's got a video with the image side. I don't know. Whatever. It's a different laptop than the replacement he got this last year. I think this one is. I think this is a high-end gaming laptop that he bought. It was not the one that he got replaced earlier in the year. So he's just got too much money to spend, apparently. Dennis watching us Fire Stick. Thanks for the emails. I will methodically follow your suggestions regarding OneDrive. Yes, I sent Jeff some emails about some additional ideas about his OneDrive issue, and I kind of had this. I kind of felt like on Saturday he felt like he wanted to give his issue and then step aside so I could turn back to Tim, almost like he wanted to avoid taking time. And then my mind just kept going on it. I sent him an email, sent him another email. I was worried that he might respond and say, "Doug, don't worry about it." And my response was going to be, Jeff, you can't give me an interesting topic and then tell me not to think about it. I'm very, very interested in Jeff's topic about his one computer is unable to connect to OneDrive. And in fact, I'm kind of tempted to go read over my emails during this show to discuss that issue further. But anyway, let's move on. So yes, Jeff, I am very interested in that topic. So please don't think that you're troubling me at all. He didn't say that. That was just my Doug overthinking it. Rick Lakes Wintermute. I would not buy a gaming laptop if I was a gamer. Gaming laptops are an oven. They cook components. Yes, agreed. Totally. A laptop is not a good gaming platform. If you're going to use a laptop for gaming, you need to be using it straight the way they intended on a desk. And there's going to be some other downsides of it. Wrong orientation of name. I was going to pronounce this Ken Snout. Brian oriented Ken's name wrong. See, I got that one. I understood that one. What would be the choice? Let's see. What I think I'm out. Oh, the game. Oh, the choice would be to buy a desktop computer or a tower computer for gaming rather than a laptop. I changed the settings in DaVinci and forgot to send them back. That's what he did. That's what he did. Greg M. Talus, a desktop computer is better cooling and airflow, especially with i9. Yeah, that's an i9 CPU. When I buy a laptop for a client, I am usually looking to get a low CPU. I'm still attracted to i3 CPUs for cooling, for reduced noise, for longer battery life, for a lighter, smaller power adapter. If they're going to be traveling with this, if an i3 will accommodate them, that's what I would put them into. An i9 on a laptop. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's going to be noisy. It's going to be hot. Battery life's not going to be good. let's see, at evil. Let's see, who is he messing up with the name here? I don't have evil. Is this some kind of twist of Ken's? Yeah, it is. KenStouTlive. Still wrong orientation. Well done, Brian. I got it. I almost didn't get it. And it's interesting that spelled backwards, it's evil. Evil Tout's Neck. Evil Tout's Neck. There's a new name for Ken. I already had tried some of the steps, but not in a controlled order. Yeah, I had suggested that if you see some of these steps that look attracted to you, you might try them out of order, but it sounds like he was attracted to some of the steps and tried them out of order, and that didn't help. Alice will keep that in mind. Yeah, Alice is attracted to all-in-ones, and she's a gamer, but she's not using games that are really pushing the computer. And you can buy all-in-ones with gaming features built into them. They might be more noisy because they're still going to be towards the laptop side of processors. But the more of a gaming capability you buy in an all-in-one, there are going to be some trade-offs. It's probably might have a bigger power adapter, and it might have more fan noise. So reading the comments of other purchasers would be a really important thing to do. Evil Ken. An i9 would be my choice for a game developer, not a gamer. For gamer, i5 will do nicely, and perhaps with putting more focus on the graphics card, and at least 32 gigabytes of RAM. I don't know that going above that's going to help you much, but if you're going to be a gamer of any substance, I think you'd want to be 32 gigabytes. i5 is good. If you have time, Doug, can you jump on Zoom? Or yeah, okay. Well, actually, I don't have time after the show today. I've got an appointment to get to, so later today, perhaps. What's the difference between a gaming computer and a high-end i9 or Mac M3 Ultra chip? Well, the graphics capability, having a dedicated graphics card would be the most significant thing that you'd be looking at. High-end i9, if you're using integrated graphics without a graphics card, that's not going to be so good for gaming. The Mac 3 M3 chip, I gotta plead ignorance about. I'm not enough into hardware, number one, and not enough into Macs to really say anything about that. A gaming computer, you don't necessarily need to have the i9, because if you're dealing with if a lot of the game that you're playing is focused on the graphics that's being displayed, then the higher processing capability of the i9 might be underutilized. And if you had a computer, let's say you already have a computer, it's not an i9, it's whatever you have, play your game and have hardware info open while you're playing the game. It can even be minimized, like we kind of showed on Saturday, but focus on the cores and the utilization of the cores, and see how much your processor is being utilized while you're playing that game. You might find that it's not as much as you assumed. Let's get, Martin. Regarding the old WinXP laptop, I had intended to put Linux on it after updating BIOS, but have now binned it as too much wrong. Faulty keyboard, faulty CD drawer, no USB boot, old BIOS, 1 gigabyte of RAM. All right, I think that sounds like a good, healthy decision, Martin. Yeah, M3, I'm sure it would be a powerful chip, but I don't know much detail about it. Dolly is back at Seek. I got no idea what that means. So let's go look at emails. How am I doing? 9:19, 20 minutes after. This is email from Doug to Doug. What in the world is going on with my phone? It's just blowing up. Oh, Ken, my 10 a.m. appointment has been moved back to 10:30, so I will jump on Zoom after the Zoe. I'll jump on Zoom after the Zoe. Ken. Such a Doug. Let's see, Jim on Saturday in chat was saying the answer is probably going to be that's the way it is, live with it or don't. Now, the reason why I captured this to comment is because I was right there on the same page with Jim at that point in time. And it wasn't until I actually got connected to his computer and we actually looked at hardware info, HW info, and saw what was happening. That thing was getting up to 105 degrees and it was throttling. Definitely overheating. Then when we had to move it to the desktop, boom, it cooled down to somewhere around 70 degrees Celsius and was fine. So yeah, what we did is we taught him the right way to use that computer. But I was on the same page with Jim at that point in the show. Jeff Ryman was talking about his OneDrive issue. Won't go into that more now because we got more coming up on that as he works with it. I deleted the OneDrive folders from all accounts. So this is stuff that I had suggested, I think, during Saturday's show. And he actually tried that during the show, or maybe he was telling me he had already tried it. And this is more about the OneDrive app. And I have OneDrive syncing on multiple different computers. What I don't have, and this was one of my questions to Jeff in the emails. What I don't have is I don't have any circumstance on my computers where I have an admin user account that's separate from a standard user account and they're both connecting to the same OneDrive account and they're both sharing the same OneDrive store, the OneDrive folder, which is a subfolder of the standard user account. His admin account is successfully able to connect to OneDrive while that OneDrive folder is in his standard user account. Now, one of the things I suggested to him is that if he is in the admin account connected successfully to OneDrive and then he logs into his standard user account without first logging out of the admin account, then at that point he'd be in the standard user account while the admin account still has a live connection to that folder. So I don't know yet if that's what's going on, but he would have to at least log out of the admin account, then log into the standard user account, and then try to connect to OneDrive. But even at that point, those other computers that Jeff has, do you have that situation where you have the admin account and the standard user account both sharing the same storage location as a subfolder of the standard user account? Zveen Manor gave, I don't think I noticed this till after the show. He was giving me a picture of that post error on Big Beast's build that showed that it was the hard drive. Oh, I did do more work with that on Saturday, and I have video of that, but I'm not prepared to show that to you now. So I have actual timings of how long the boot takes under different circumstances. I think I got through all of the different test scenarios there. If he needs the entire package, better create a new USB media, do an in-place, better create a new USB media and do an in-place upgrade the old way. The old way. So I'm thinking he means booting. Well, no, you can't do an in-place upgrade by booting off of the USB. You have to have Windows up and running to do an in-place upgrade. Now, if you're going to do it that way, I'd rather just do it straight from the website. I'd rather not make a USB thumb drive for that. Although I suppose it might go faster if you already have, if it's not doing a download.
Ran Israel said he means running setup.exe from within Windows.
Okay, yeah, setup.exe from Windows or on the, but on the media creation tool website, you can just perform the upgrade right from there without actually doing a download. Either way, yeah. Now, if he had done it that way, then he could have avoided having to go install the Dell device drivers. So that would be a good option. Now, at that point, we were overtime on the show. He was already attracted and to doing it with a fresh install off of a USB thumb drive. He knew how to do that piece. And it's a good exercise, good healthy exercise and experience for Tim to go through that again, although I know he's done it before. So I think he's fine going the way that he did. Oh, I don't know if he's done it yet. Zavim Minor he can install as an upgrade on this computer. Yes, so they were both saying the same thing there. Other apps. Yeah, then other apps on that. But he just did a Dell restore. So I had the impression he has not installed much else yet. But your points were very, very appropriate to bring up at that point. And I did not understand that on Saturday. So I wanted to give you kudos for that. Retain existing software. Yeah, instead of complete wipe and reload. Now, let's go see what I've got next. Let's see. Intermediate cursor. Yeah, I've got an email from Selden Ball here and showing his email does not expose his email address. So I'm going to bring that up on screen. Says, Doug, this query is only indirectly related to computer issues. Sometime back in one of your live streams, you demonstrated, just having fun with you, you demonstrated a service which provides intermediary virtual cards so the user can limit financial exposure when a credit card's information is hacked. What service do you use? Unfortunately, I don't recall when you described it and didn't find an obvious video when I looked through your YouTube pages. Thanks for whatever help you can provide. So what I'm going to do is I had that. Oh yeah, I sent him a reply email with the link. So he already knows this. Yeah, I sent him an email saying, I'll talk about it on Monday. Here's the video where I created a privacy card. Many normal credit cards. This is a reason why I really wanted to point this out today. Many normal credit cards, when you go to their website, they have virtual card features built onto their websites that you can do a virtual card so it limits your exposure. However, it's not quite as significant as using privacy.com. The downside of using privacy.com, yeah, I know, you don't need to tell me. The downside of using privacy.com is that it takes from a checking account. It deducts the money from your checking account. It does not go onto your credit card balance. Then let's go privacy. Oh, I want to give that a link to that video. Yeah, here it is. Get that. Take a copy of that. This link at 7:36 seconds up here goes straight to the point in that video where I start doing that. Privacy.com card video. Hello, Yarin. I got a name and gray here. Hey, Doug, you do this lives as a hobby. Well, I'd like to see it eventually grow to where it actually does generate a significant revenue for my business, but we're going to have to get up into like hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Is that ever going to happen? But yeah, it's very fun. So let's see. I just did a quick check on Yarin's channel, and it has been around longer than the troll that I have trouble with. So Yarin, I'm going to go ahead and turn your name blue. That just lets us know that you've been here and you're recognized, and I've checked your channel. I wish for you, hope you could make it extra buck on it. Yeah, Oh, well, I am making some money on it now. Let's go have a look and see where I'm at with that. Because I'm kind of transparent about that. So here on dashboard and zoom down on this. Where are we at on that? Somewhere here should say something about, I guess I got to go to analytics and then revenue. $65.74 in the last 28 days. So divide that by 6 videos a week to figure out, and well, 5 of them are half an hour long. Saturday, we'll call it 2 hours long, and figure out how much I'm making per hour. And what was my full lifetime? Lifetime? How much have I made lifetime over this? $2,472. So there you go. I've got, do I have something more on? I think I have another. Nope, that was all of the emails.
Ken Stoutlove said you are making 0.0003 cents per hour.
Wow. Awesome. Thank you, Ken. I feel so much better now.
Martin Hogg said, Doug, forgot to say that battery was dead too.
Doug forgot to say that. Oh, on that laptop that you've binned. Let's see. So I did also Duff battery. I don't know where I stopped here. Oh yeah, here. About that. And 3 powerful. Dolly is back at Seagirt in Baltimore. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. They got the ship loose. Oh, that's that ship, right? That was stuck. Yeah. Took down the Francis Scott Key Bridge. Yes. And there's a link to that. I'll go have a look at that later. Well, is that the actual ship that was stuck? I'm surprised it still has all the containers. I thought they would. I didn't really follow the story much. The OneDrive. Yeah, you don't want to have gaming files in your OneDrive folders. Jeff says admin account normally has no connection to my OneDrive. Oh, I misunderstood that, Jeff. I thought you were saying that your admin account was able to connect to OneDrive on your admin Windows user. So it doesn't normally do that. So maybe you need to disconnect when you're logged in as the admin account, disconnect that from the OneDrive account. You don't need to correct my misunderstanding at this point in chat, Jeff. Don't worry about it. I use both Google Drive and OneDrive and Apple iCloud. You're welcome, Yaren. You're welcome, Alice. One day you might have as much YouTube revenue as Ken Stout. Hey, congratulations to Ken Stout. He just last night, his show was his, what was it? 200,000th video on his, I think it was 2,000th video on his channel last night. I'll start and end the political talks on it. Iranian helicopter need technician. 30 in chat, only 11 likes. Come on, people. That's Sane Goat. I recognize that. He kind of changed his channel name there. That's Sane Goat. Used OneDrive alone, though, and found it to be goofy and unreliable just for the most simplest of needs. On Windows Weekly poll over the years, he's complained about the way it works as extended commentary. It was the 2000th video last night. Something goofy, unreliable about it. It can be finicky. And especially if you use it outside of the normal bounds. I know Jeff's needs are probably nothing extravagant, neither was mine, but you're going to say a lot of positive things about OneDrive. It's my 2 cents. No, actually, I'll say every one of them. iCloud has goofy problems, Google Drive has goofy problems, and OneDrive has goofy problems. They are different problems. Any particular individual might find one of them works better for them than either of the others, and then wind up swearing by one over the others. I typically use Google for Google-related things, and I use OneDrive for Microsoft-related things, and I use iCloud for iPhone-related things. And that seems to work pretty well. All right, I'm going to shut down now. Oh, Gary just showed up. He says, I'm not a OneDrive user, but
please.
I'm not a OneDrive user, but do you need to be signed in to a MS account to use? No, you do not. And this is something that's at the same time interesting and problematic. You can be signed into the Microsoft apps independent of whether you sign into Windows with a Microsoft account. You can be signed into OneDrive with a different Microsoft account than you're using as your license for your Microsoft apps. You can be signed into Microsoft Edge or the Microsoft apps or OneDrive or Windows independent of what you're doing with the others. None of them are dependent on the others. And if you have a Microsoft email account, that's another one. All of the Microsoft accounts are the same username and password under the same account, but you can mix different accounts on the same Windows desktop, and that is not within the boundaries of how it was intended to be used, so it can get a little flaky. Then if you're using OneDrive on multiple different computers and you have edited a particular file on the 2 computers before all the synchronizations happened, then you get an out of synchronization state, and OneDrive might just stop synchronizing entirely, or it might just be giving an exclamation mark in the system tray, and you have to go resolve that. Let's see, but to use, you cannot be just using a local account. Yes, you can. You can be using a local account on your computer, having never been signed into a Microsoft account, and use OneDrive. Yes, you can. I do that. All right, I'm going to shut down now. And Ken, I'll be with you in a moment. So have a great day. That's it. Goodbye.